from there,
in
please.
our own individual ways, please. Amen. Thank you. So, Mohammed, just hold on for some minutes. I will get back to you. So, first, I would like to welcome all of you uh, for the start of the Gam-Diaspora Debate Championship. As you all know, this is the first edition of such. So, I hope we'll have a fruitful debate. On that note, I would like to invite Mr. Ibrahim Ambo, the president of the Gambian Student Association in India. Mr. Ibrahim Ambo, you are welcome.
Yes, thank you so very much, Madam Academic Secretary. Sorry. Am I audible? Hello, DJ, am I audible?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so very much. Greetings, everyone. And I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the first edition of the Gam-Diaspora Debate Championship. Actually, it is a first of its kind, and we pray to God to give us a success in it, meaning like all we wish for, may we achieve it at the end of the day. So first of all, I would like to start by showing appreciation to all the people that are, here joining us, to ensure that, we have a successful, debate. And then, like the team from Morocco, Cyprus, and all the like participating countries. And then to our agitators, definitely YCDA, we are saying thank you so very much for collaborating with us to stage this particular championship. I believe this is a championship not only, to compete or whatsoever, but it is meant, to bring Gambian students abroad together. Looking at the Gambian Students Abroad Committee, like I can say, it's one of the most promising, like, academia in the country. If you look at Gambia, like, if you look at the Gambian students they are having abroad, it should be like promising. But looking at it, like, their participation in national discourse is very limited. So I believe such platforms can help to hear, for you to voice out, to you to contribute to national development, and for you to participate, like in developing the country. So that's why we deem it necessary that, look, why not we come up with something that can bring, Gambians abroad, together to share idea, to discuss, for the betterness of the country and for the betterness of everyone. And now also we are in a world where we know that, particularly me, I believe that, passing exams alone is not enough. If you are able to pass exams, write that exam, you should be able to defend it. So defending that now, I believe that's where, you need the skill and where you can be able to stand and back your points. So that's why, debating is very, very important. Even if you don't have the skill as of now, you can participate in it. As time goes on, you can develop yourself. As you know, last time, like, we do have GAM in Interstate Debate Championship. In that championship now, every time we do have new faces. And every time things are getting, more interesting. And towards the end, you will see that they have improved and they were always willing, to participate and to take, challenges ahead. So that's why also I believe the same thing can work for all of us here. We are all students. No one is perfect. We are just here to learn. Therefore, let's take this opportunity and let's take this opportunity and make best use of it. So this, as I already limited, and the vision is just, to ensure that we have, all the Gambian students abroad together, one family, one bond, and then, prosper together. And let me remind you this: there is no winner or loser in this. And there's a famous quote that, sometimes it's better to to debate a topic, to debate an issue without settling it than to settle an issue without debating it. Therefore, as you can see, debate is something that is very important in our everyday life, whether in class, whether at your home or whatsoever. Even if you get married, you'll continue to debate. Therefore, we cannot avoid it. So I believe then such, is very, very important. And I would like to also thank my executive for the great job. Like they are, I can say, like, they are the one behind everything. I have the best executive ever. Every time you call, they are there, always ensure that things goes as planned. I will say thank you to them, and thanks to everyone who joined, and then thanks to all the countries contributing. Kudos to you. Thank you. Back to you, DJ.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ambo. And then from there, I would like to introduce our today's adjudicators. So first we have Ms. Aissatou Share,
Dija, Dija,
currently the vice, yes, just
me-
a few lines, just a minute.
okay, like the when is this one coming? The SD of the Coxwa. Coxwa is our parent association. Therefore, when we bring all associations together, it's good we hear from them too.
Okay, we want to have her like in between, like after the first debaters, we need time to like calculate the marks and all that
All right, no
so that
issue.
we can use that time. Or
No
you
issue.
want,
No issue.
okay, thank you. So Ms. Aisha Tussar is currently the Vice President of the Young Championship Debate Association. She's a finalist from the Vice Chancellor's National Debate Championship at UTG category 2023. A first runner-up, VCNC Debate Championship High School category 2022. So I think we are in safe hands. Thank you very much, Ms. Aissatou, for joining us. And then we have Mr. Basiru Jallo, second year BS Social Science student at VJ University, Brussels. Most promising debater, Debate Gambia 2028. Sorry, 2018. Former Vice President of the Gambia College Debate Association 2019. Finalist of Banjul Open Debate 2019. Thank you very much, Mr. Basiru, for honoring our invitation. So tonight we are going to look at or we are going to discuss the motion. This house, sorry, just a minute. This house will give automatic citizenship to individual born in the Gambia. So on that note, I would like to hand over the floor to Mr. Basiru Jallo to take over and moderate everything. And then we will have Mr. Bubakar Sow, the president of the Gambian Student Association in Morocco, to give us closing remarks at the end of the debate. So on that note, I would like to hand over to Mr. Basiru. Mr. Basiru, the floor is yours. And to all the participants, please, I request all of you uh, to turn on your cameras during debate. And then if you are not talking, please mute your mic. Thank you very much. I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Good evening,
Sorry,
everyone.
Ms. Amboyes. Perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As an adjudicator, I will give you a brief overview of the debate policies we'll be using today, based on the British parliamentary debate format. Now, for the format, we have usually 4 teams in total. But today we are going to deviate from the tradition. 2 teams on the government bench, that would be the opening government and closing government, and 2 teams on
Sir,
the
you may please
opposition
turn on your
bench.
camera.
Camera. Oh my God. Now, okay, like this. I don't know whether I'm deviating from the norms. I think it's better. I prefer speaking in this manner, in this fashion, if you can permit me, please. Is that okay? I'm sorry. Khadija, is the permission granted or not?
We prefer having you on camera, but if it is not okay with you, then you can go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry for
It's okay.
I'm sorry for that. Okay. Now, what we're looking at today, so each team has two speakers per se, making it eight speakers in total. But as I mentioned today, we are going to deviate from the tradition because we have only two teams. We have government bench, that would be the opponent government, and we have opposition on the other way around, that would be the opponent opposition. In the opponent opposition, we have the opposition leader and the deputy prime minister and the deputy on the government side. Each speaker is given 7 minutes to speak. A single bell will be or will ring at the first and the 6 minute, making the protected time at the start of the debate. And during which point of information or point of intervention in general are allowed to at least to be raised at the time of debating. POIs are allowed to at least are allowed between first and the 6 minute of the debate, and it should be concise and respectful. Usually we give only 15 seconds. If your question exceeds more than the time required or the seconds required, then your opponent might have the chance to at least ask you to sit down, and he or she will proceed with his or her debate. Now we talk about something that has to deal with the formation of the parliamentary debate style. Today we are eliminating the what we call the extension team. That would be the government member and the government whip. Today we will not be seeing them on this debate or in this debate. The opposition whip and opposition member also will not be seen in this debate. Therefore, the people we have right now would be four people speaking for two teams. Each speaker should feel their role and understand them as we have trained you. This includes constructing arguments, engaging with previous arguments, and in case of the back half, bringing new extension and summarizing the debate, which we are not going to observe as we speak. We expect mutual respect, no interruption during or beyond what we call POIs or point of information or intervention at the time of the debate, and adherence to time limit. And I would briefly take you through the scheme where I would, of course, tell the audience what exactly they'll be expecting from us, from the adjudicators at the time of pronouncing the results. Now, first we start with the content. In the content, we have three fundamental elements that have to be at least be respected to the maximum for an individual to go with the trophy. One, we have arguments, we have what we call strength and relevance. This ensures the validity and logical consistency of the debater's argument. A strong argument should be backed by evidence and must be directly relevant to the motion at hand. We have critical thinking and analysis, which the arguments or the arguer, him or herself, has to come up with that prowess, the power to think critically and analyze the motion from different perspectives. Then we talk about research and evidence. If you assert a particular thing, you must give us at least evidence for us to believe in what you are trying to say. It is not the role of the adjudicators to come and tell you you are wrong or right or something like that. It is the duty of your opponent to point out the weaknesses, the weaknesses that have been adduced at the time of debating. Then we look at your structure also. That has to deal with the clarity and coherence of your arguments. And this we have to look at three fundamental issues. That would be we have to look at the satisfactoriness of your debate or your argument. We have to look at also certain things has to be certain things like sufficiency of your argument, whether they support your conclusion and the likes. Now you also need to understand your roles as the prime minister of this house or as an opposition member. You have to understand exactly your role in this debate. And the third aspect of the structure we'll be looking at will be the logical flow of your, at least your argument or your deliberation. This evaluates how the debater's argument is structured. A strong structure ensures that the debater's case is compelling and the adjudication team or the adjudicators in general can easily flow or follow rather the line of reasoning. Then we talk about rebuttals, which we are going to consider. That will be divining and, of course, giving us parameters of the debate. As for the case of the prime minister, who is the first speaker, who is supposed to be the first speaker in this debate. In the case of prime minister, his definition or his or her definitions and parameters that will be the scope of the debate will be scored here and there, will be rebuttals to make. Example, the prime minister is expected to give what we call feature rebuttals, meaning you are expected to at least forecast what the opponents will say, and you rebut them accordingly. Now, listening and engaging with the opposition or the opposing arguments. This assesses the level of active listening to the point raised and address, or you address them during the rebuttal phase. It is essential to engage with specific arguments rather than offering generic rebuttals. Point of information, as mentioned, are very vital. It will be an opportunity for you to engage with your opponents. Therefore, you should not dodge or you should not run away from the point of information or POIs in general. And they last only, or each POI lasts about 15 seconds. Time management also, you have to adhere to the time limit. As mentioned, we have only 7 minutes for each speaker. It is crucial that the debaters stay within these time limits. Failing to adhere to the time limit can result in deduction of points. We talk about pacing. Good time management has to deal with pacing, and of course, this involves it has to deal with the speech being appropriately outlined. Debaters should avoid rushing through their points or dragging out their arguments. Now, proper pacing has to deal with when a point is being covered effectively without waiting time or losing focus. Final summary that we have on our desk would be like, you tell us exactly what is being said. Example, we always have what we call the rule of thumb. Tell us what you are going to do it, and remind us what you have said during your argument. These are the basic things that we need to at least follow. And the other thing that I would like to advise to those who are coming would be to avoid the ad hominem fallacy. That is a logical error or error in reasoning, whereby the individual attacking the person or the debater rather than the argument being presented. Away from that, I would be waiting to hear from the debaters as soon as possible. Thank you so much.
So, thank you very much, Mr. Jallo. I think you may call the person or the team so that they will know. And we will also know.
Khadija, come again. Sorry, I did not get it. Would you mind to repeat what you have just said? Okay. Now, I will just remind the House the motion we have at hand. We have this House, or the Gambia would definitely, I'm just including my own words anyway, just understand the context of the motion at hand. That would be the Gambia would grant automatic citizenship to all individuals born in the Gambia. And as we speak, we have two teams, that is Cyprus, and which team again? We have Morocco.
Morocco.
Yes. Now, the team Cyprus have the opportunity to present their case. That would be from the government side to propose the proposition, and from that, I would like to invite the Prime Minister to at least give us our opening speech.
Thank you so much, Honorable. So, for the Prime Minister, please introduce yourself before you start your submission. To all participants, please introduce yourself. You can tell us your name and the country you're from before we start the debate. Thank you.
Can we have the Prime Minister on board?
Yes. Yeah, I was just Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah wabarakatuh. Good evening, everyone. That is my beautiful comrades all around the world, because I believe we have people here from different countries, and then those that are in the Gambia itself. I go by the name Masane Korita. I'm a final year student in Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, studying in Cyprus International University and majoring in business administration. And then I'm currently the president of Gambian Students Association in Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, as well as their representative in this great initiative. From there, I would like to greet the judges, everyone here present, fellow Gambians, and then also to talk about the motion that we have at hand, which says uh, this house will grant automatic citizenship to anyone born in the Gambia. And then I am fortunately, as the representative of Cyprus, saying, of course, it should be. The Gambia should grant automatic citizenship to those that are born in the Gambia, irrespective of the origins of their parents, or a parent rather. Getting into the argument,
Sorry, Masane.
yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Masane, sorry, we've not started your time yet. Are you set to start? Okay, your time begins now.
Sorry.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. You're
Thank you.
starting your time. Okay, your time begins now. Please go ahead.
Okay, without wasting more time, I will just get into the points. As we believe, like I said, in the Gambia, this is the law that we lack, and then to me, it should be among our fundamental laws to grant citizenship to children that are born in the Gambia, irrespective of where their parents came from. And then I will give a few points that are very crucial, when it comes to this argument. Anyone born inside the Gambia, like, let's say, the benefits that they will have first as Gambian citizens when the rule is made. Like, for example, they will have what is called legal rights. Like children born in nations with solely, like whose solely we call it, are automatically entitled to all the rights of that particular country. Example, we have the voting rights, we have legal protections, we also have governmental assistance. So this is something that the Gambia should also be dealing with, as far as I am concerned. And then the second point is that we also need to allow those people to have access to education. Let's say children born in the Gambia, for example, like me and my wife traveling to the Gambia, like being nationals of, let's say, Guinea-Conakry, and then we spend like 10 or 15 years in the Gambia working, legally paying tax, living freely, without committing even a single crime. And then we have a child in the Gambia who is also, we are spending on in the Gambia, we are spending on the particular child in the Gambia as well. So if that child is not a Gambian citizen, that means automatically they are stateless. That is, that particular individual or that particular infant is a stateless rather child. which is very unfortunate. And then another point that I would like to give is what we call a medical education, medical access for the child. I spending my money in Cyprus, for example, for like 10 years, and then my child born here is not enjoying the privileges that other children are enjoying that are citizens of Cyprus is very unfortunate. So I believe this is something that the Gambia should also be working on. They should automatically include this thing within our laws. As clear and simple legal framework, administrative it is straightforward, objective rule that simplifies the legal processes of um, determining citizenship. Let's say if you reduce statelessness, for example, children from falling into legal limbo, like a child doesn't even know where I belong. Okay, my parents are from there. You have to take your child back to that particular country again when you are even serving in this country. So that is something that, in my own opinion, it should not be done. And then this thing will also, like having a birthright citizenship will also bring another benefit to the Gambia, which is called social integration. Like people will be socially integrated, and then it will also bring cohesion, which promotes inclusion. Children are born in the country are more likely to be integrated into the society, which is very important for the Gambia. And then they will also share common values, as well as contribute positively to the social fabric of the Gambia, which in return will definitely reduce marginalization to avoid creating a subclass of people born in the country. Let's say, for example, what is happening currently in the United States. We have our people that have spent their resources, their time, and everything in the United States, have their children, they are schooling them, paying all that, they are paying tax, and at the end of the day, their children are denied citizenship in America. So if the same thing is happening to United States and it's happening in the Gambia also, in my own opinion, it is not moving our country forward, because this thing will help us to have, let's say, a bilateral relationship with other countries. I will give you a brief example, what is happening in France currently. Like we have so many players that are playing for France that are born to African parents, and they are currently enjoying the birthright citizenship or privileges in France. They are French nationals. They have their passports, and then they are enjoying every benefit that comes to French citizens. So this is something that is also very important, and also our workforce will grow in the Gambia. We have a workforce that is very limited. People are not even working. So if we have people that are from other countries and their children are, let's say, working in the Gambia, at the end of the day, the workforce will grow, which will bring production to the country. So in my opinion, this is something that should also be added. Like the Gambians will definitely have automatic birthright citizenships will be included within our laws. And then this will also help us, it will help us in strengthening our national identity, like shared identity identity that we have in the Gambia, which will encourage a sense of belonging and national unity among diverse populations. Let's say someone from China, like the couple they are from China and their child is now a Gambian. Now that will also automatically connect those their people in China and that of the Gambia, which will help us in our population, especially in like making Gambia a multicultural society. So I believe this is something that should also be considered. Fellow judges, my beloved people from the Republic of the Gambia, I would also like to mention another very key and crucial point, which is um, uh, let's say fostering loyalty. Like people granted full citizenship from birth are more likely to feel loyal, like they should be loyal, and then they will also feel loyalty and a sense of duty to their country. Let's say someone born in the Gambia, like myself, born in the Gambia, even if my parents are from another country, I'll feel like this is where I belong. If I have a development, whatever I have to bring, this is where I will bring it. And then if I will ask my co-debaters before their points, how will you feel if you spend your fortune in a country for 20 years and then you have a child there and then the person is denied citizenship? How will you feel about that? So this is something that we have to put into consideration. And then we also have to consider the human rights and ethical issues that we have. Like we need to uphold this dignity in the Gambia. So how do we uphold dignity? by recognizing, we have to recognize the basic rights of individuals, particularly children. Okay, so another point I will give before I wrap it up is like I said, upholding dignity. We recognize the basic rights of individuals, particularly. So this is another part of it, and then the the final point that I would like to give is the economic contributions that we have. Children who grow up as citizens are more likely to be educated, employed, and also these people will they will invest in the country's future. So these are some of the things that I have to say for now. And then I would like to listen to my co-debaters. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Honorable Prime Minister, for that deliberation. Now the floor is set to hear from the opposition bench, starting with the leader. So the opposition leader, the floor is yours.
Hello, am I audible and am I visible as well?
Yes.
Thank you. May I start?
The floor is all yours. You can start.
Speaker of the House, esteemed judges, my honorable member of the government bench, members of the opposition bench, other members of the House, Assalamu alaikum. So my name is Awa Kante, and I'm representing Morocco. And in my capacity as the opposition leader, my role is to set the tone for our side of the debate, in strongly opposing the motion before the House, which says that the Gambia would grant automatic citizenship to everyone that is born in Gambia. So first, I will begin by reporting the shallow points made by the Prime Minister in an attempt to portray citizenship as a mere birthright before presenting our firm stance as the opposition bench. And then I'll give three solid reasons why the opposition believes that this policy is dangerous for the Gambia. To begin with rebuttals, Mr. Speaker, I believe the Prime Minister has failed in his duty very badly. It is unfortunate that he came here, did not give any definitions, told us the policy, did not tell us how he would go about implementing this policy, or how the government will go about implementing this policy. But anyway, I believe he has not done his homework. But I'll start with definitions. I'll have to go back to the structure of my debate. I was expecting the Prime Minister to actually give definition, but now I have to give definitions first, then rebut his point, and then go to my points. So when you look at the key terms in the debate, we have citizenship, which means full legal membership of a country with rights such as voting, working, owning land, and receiving public services. So automatic is something that is happening by default without any conditions or checks whatsoever. So being born in Gambia means any individual physically delivered within Gambian borders, regardless of the nationality or legal status um, of the person. So that is definitions for you. Moving on to rebuttals of the points that was brought forward by the Prime Minister. So the Prime Minister came here and made mention that anyone born in Gambia has legal rights and should automatically be entitled to rights of citizenship. But just because you're born in Gambia doesn't mean that you are denied you are denied basic rights of being entitled to. Sorry, just because you're born in the Gambia does not mean that you are automatically entitled to being a citizen. It does not work like that. So access to, for example, okay, uh, all rights all rights given to a citizen cannot automatically just be given to someone because you were born here. Who knows if you're going to stay here? Maybe you're just going to be born here and then you're going to leave. Like, if, for example, if somebody is born to maybe a diplomat that is visiting short term, or maybe a tourist, and then you're born here, you're given full citizenship. What if you just up and disappear the next day? Maybe your parents take you back home to wherever you're from. So this does not justify handing out citizenship just like that. And he also mentioned that we should allow those born in Gambia to have access to education because they are born to parents, who are Gambians. But the government is contradicting itself here. If your parents are already Gambian, I mean, the issue is solved. The child is already eligible for uh, for citizenship as per existing laws, right? So there's no need for automatic birthright citizenship in this case, because if your parents are Gambian already, then you're already a Gambian. So we don't have to go to the extent of saying that anybody who is born in the Gambia, we're going to give you automatic citizenship. This is definitely a contradiction on the government side. So he also mentioned that the policy will grow our workforce and boost the economy. But yes, more people mean more workers. But it is only if the state has resources to educate, train, and employ them. Right now, the government is already struggles with youth unemployment and underemployment. So according to World Bank, the Gambia's youth unemployment rate is at 38%. So adding more citizens just because you think later when they grow up they are going to add to the workforce does not really make sense, and it just increases the number of population without any real benefits. So that is that for reporters, Mr. Speaker. Moving on to the core of our stance. This is the stance of the opposition. We believe that citizenship has to be based on real ties, like your parents being born here or you living here and actually contributing, right? Not just being born here. Why? Now, this brings me to my points. First, Mr. Speaker, the policy could strain our already stretched resources. So the motion would overwhelm our limited resources when it comes to healthcare, when it comes to education, and when it comes to social services. So automatic birthright citizenship will place a lot of pressure on these services in a country that is already struggling with basic human needs. So let's take South Africa, for example. The Good and Health Department reported in 2014 that public hospitals spent over
Protected
1
time.
billion rands in 1 year to treat children with citizenship due to birthright. So this led to political pressure to change how citizenship and healthcare services are handled. If South Africa with a much more stronger economy can face something like this, trust me, the Gambia cannot afford such a strain. In addition to my second point, Mr. Speaker, automatic citizenship for anyone born in Gambia could really compromise national security. So you'll agree with me that national security depends on being able to assess individuals and families before just going about granting them the rights and privileges of a citizen. In today's world where threats like terrorism, like human trafficking, like transnational crime are real problems, it is very dangerous to hand over citizens without proper checks and balances. So let's take Kenya, for example. Security agencies have warned about the misuse of birth certificates and national IDs by individuals that are linked to extremist groups in 2018. So
You have 15 seconds.
The Gambia that is already surrounded by borders could face the same risk if we automatically give citizens to anyone that is just because they're born here. So moreover, citizenship, okay, that is good. I'll just limit myself to 2 points. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. The opposition leader. Now the House is set to hear from the Deputy Prime Minister. So the Deputy Prime Minister, the floor is yours. Can we hear from the Deputy Prime Minister?
Yes, Honorable Judge, I'm here. I'm here back and ready to continue.
Masane, are you playing a dual role?
Yes, I'm here. It's just that I'm using my phone. My computer is doing some work as of now.
No,
Oh,
what I want to, sorry, Masane, I mean, are you playing a dual role?
Yes, sir, he is.
Okay,
He's
okay.
the only representative from his
Okay,
country.
you are both the Prime
yes,
Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister.
I'm representing Cyprus alone. Just so.
At both levels. Okay, thank you so much for making it clear. And the floor is yours, please.
Yes, I would like to continue from where I stopped here briefly. But before I proceed, my opponent made mention of some points, and then she made some errors. Unfortunately, I would like to rectify those places. That is the case, and then the issue of tourists, people that come to the Gambia to visit for a short period, and then they leave again. Let's say we are not referring to those kind of people, like those kind of foreigners or immigrants rather. We are referring to people that are living in the Gambia, working, that are permanently staying in the Gambia, and then their plan is to live in the Gambia, and then they have been there for like 5 or 10 years, living peacefully, paying tax, obeying all the rules and the governmental regulations of our country. Those are the people that I'm referring to, not tourists that are just coming for a short period and then they return. And then I also made mention of another benefit, which I did not complete. It is about the administrative efficiency. Like a birthright rule is very easy to implement. It
The
avoids.
protected time is over, please. POIs are invited. You continue, please. Your protected time is over. Move. You can move on, please. Masane, you can continue. What I was trying to say is that your protected time has elapsed. Therefore, the opposing side or your opponent would have the opportunity to give you or to ask you questions in point of intervention. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Judge. Like I made mention of the administrative efficiency, like the bad right rule, which is very easy to implement, and it avoids complex and costly legal battles over the status of children born in the region, or which is beloved Gambia. This can also, in short, bad rights citizenship can help create a fair and more stable and forward-looking society. That is how Gambia will be very straight when it comes to implementing policy, when it comes to crime rate, when it comes to development, because we have people that are investing in our country, and then they have their kids that are also
UI.
citizens. So if my co-debater or the opponents are talking about the issue of tourists, unfortunately, that was not what I was even referring to.
UI.
In the event that the POI is being granted, Masane, could you please raise your hand or even allow the person to ask a question? In the event that you are not satisfied with it, you could decline, please. Thank you. Our Conte, I think the POI has been granted. You can ask your question, please.
Thank you. This is not a question, it's a point of information. I wanted to tell the opposition, sorry, the Deputy Prime Minister that he cannot come and remove tourists from the equation. He should have done that as a Prime Minister and set his parameters. So now the debate is going to really consider everybody in this when it comes to the policy. And then I want to remind him that tourists are very much included. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Awa. Masani, would you like to respond to that, or you want to continue with your debate?
Yes, I would like to respond briefly because the reason why I said the tourists are not included is because, let's say someone, every country has their own rule. Like the country that I am in here, in order to have a citizenship, you must stay for like 10 or, is it 7 or 10 years to live in this country. And then you are paying tax without any crime. That is the time that you are, when you have a child here, or you and your wife have a child here, that particular child will be granted citizenship. It's not. It doesn't mean that the person just has to come today and then give birth, and then that very day you are given or granted citizenship. That is not what um that is the reason why I said the tourists are not included, for the fact that they just come for a short stay, like for 1 or 2 days. So this is something that if it has to happen, then it also brings opportunity for the Gambia, for the fact that that tourist is coming from a country that is more and well developed than the Gambia. So that particular child can also contribute to the national development of our country. That is what I was talking about.
Yeah.
In the
Is it granted?
So in the event that you want to grant POI, please indicate it, Mr. Corita, so that your opponent would know.
Okay. Is it granted by raising your hand? Because I can't understand what that means.
Sorry, can you come again, Mr. Speaker, please?
I'm asking, is the POI granted? Because I'm seeing your hand raised, so I do not understand if it is granted or revoked.
Sorry, can I come on or come in rather? I'm sorry. Now, Mr. Masani Corita, he is asking if you have granted him the opportunity to ask you a question or not.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Deputy Speaker, I mean, the Deputy Prime Minister mentioned here about a few benefits of automatic citizenship. But I have this question. How would you quantify these benefits you have mentioned against the potential risk of birthright citizenship? And how will you address the concern of existing citizens who may feel their status or rights are being compromised by such a policy?
5 minutes. This indicates that the...
Yes, Mr. George, can you please?
Yeah, unfortunately, the time has elapsed. Therefore, we are calling it off. I'm sorry for that. Anyway,
Mr. Jallo?
oh, my mic. I'm sorry. What I want to put across is that, like this, the debaters, I would advise each and everyone to at least say or indicate to us or to the opponent that he or she wants to take POI. In the event that you are not ready to take any POI, just say that I am not taking POI. That's it. So that I and the debater or the party who wants to ask POI would know exactly what is going on or what is going to happen. Please take it as a very crucial step towards engaging the other debaters. Now, what I would like to do now is to allow the opposition side, that will be deputy opposition leader, to come up with the last part of today's edition or today's session. Therefore, I have the honor to welcome the deputy opposition leader to present. Is it his or her debate? Let me just say it in that way. I'm sorry. All right, the floor is yours, deputy opposition leader.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Before I proceed, I would like to ask if I am very audible to the audience. Before I proceed, please do verify.
You are audible here, please.
Thank you very much. My name is Idrissa Sanyang. I'm a second-year physics student at the University of Mulay Ismail, and also a representative of Morocco in this debate as the deputy opposition leader. Mr. Speaker, honorable judges, and esteemed members of the House, and my worthy opponent. As the deputy opposition leader, I will address and dismantle the government's unconvincing claims, rebuild and strengthen the opposition's case, and offer better alternatives to the motion that this House would grant automatic citizenship to all individuals born in the Gambia. To start with, Mr. Speaker, the Deputy Prime Minister mentioned
Sorry to interrupt, please. Sorry to interrupt, please. Would you please turn on your camera?
My camera is on.
We are not seeing your face.
Wow. Let me raise my hand, maybe make it identify.
Yeah, it's okay. All right.
Are you seeing me?
No.
You may please turn on your camera.
My camera is turned on. I'm seeing myself, but I don't know how come people are not seeing me.
Maybe you have some technical issues. Can you please check it and then continue? Because it is mandatory for us, for all participants, to turn on their camera. Thank you.
Let me turn it off and on then.
You may do so.
How about now?
I am not seeing your face as of now. I don't know what will happen later. But in the event that you are struggling with your mobile phone, I think we can still grant you.
So maybe you could please verify with other participants or
with permission from, is it Khadija, would you please allow the debater to at least come on board and continue with his speech, since there is a technical problem with his phone and the like. So
I think you and Aisha can make that decision as judges.
all right. Yes, in the event that you are okay with it, then we move on. Mr. Idrissa Sanyang, you can resume your debate, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I mean, like I've mentioned, the Prime Minister mentioned here that some of the Gambians in the United States actually used to live here for a very long time, have kids, but later do not actually enjoy the benefits of citizenship because the U.S. does not allow automatic citizenship. I mean, that is actually a misinterpretation or a how would I even call it, a misinformation on the part of the Prime Minister. So all I know is that the United States has an amendment called the 14th Amendment that grants citizenship to all that are born in the U.S., either through birth from parents of the U.S. or not. I mean, that is why we are having the issue with Donald Trump trying to ban the amendment. So I think the Prime Minister haven't made enough research to come here rather than actually make bogus claims. First, this policy with regards to the motion will not only strain national resources but also incentivize citizenship tourism. I mean, women crossing borders late in pregnancy to give birth here, as the Americans and the Canadians call it in their own term, birth tourism. in which women will actually go to Canada or to the United States at late pregnancy stage just to actually give birth to children in these countries to benefit from the privileges of normal citizenship, normal citizens. And this motion, if allowed in the Gambia, will actually have the same consequences with overpopulation and the like. Another example is the Dominican Republic, which repealed the birthright citizenship in 2010 after undocumented migrants from Haiti overwhelmed public hospitals. That country's experience is a warning to us as Gambians because we, with our actually poor economy, would not be an escape route to migrants and sub practices as well. Another example in the United States is the Pew Research Center in 2022 found out that there were 4.4 million US born children under 18 living with an unauthorized migrant parent from 250,000 in 2016. And looking at this statistic, although one may say that this statistic only relates to US and not in the Gambia, but we know that US has a far better economy when it comes to Gambia. They have the state of the art technology and they have, a very well structured government. So when this how is it called, automatic citizenship is actually posing a problem to the US government to the point that they want to ban it. I mean, what chance does the Gambia stand when it comes to this issue? The countries like this, which they have better economies to actually fund the education and healthcare of all these individuals. But unlike the Gambia, we cannot even have, that enough resources to take care of our own citizens rather than increasing that burden to our population and our workload. And another report, according to a 2022 World Bank report, the Gambia spends less than 9% of its GDP on public health. Yet maternal and child health care remains underfunded. Can we afford a policy that may triple this demand overnight? Absolutely not. And I don't see any reason why we should actually adopt this motion that automatic citizenship should be granted to kids that are born in the Gambia or within its borders. We would also like to acknowledge the national security risks associated with this motion. The leader of the opposition made it clear. Automatic citizenship without background checks creates a serious loophole. This isn't theoretical, as she already gave an example in Kenya, which she actually couldn't complete, but I will complete it on her sake and for the sake of everyone here on this floor. In Kenya, 2018, it started its citizenship process after extremists were found exploiting ID systems. And a similar thing also was found in Burkina Faso. Undocumented nationals have been used by armed groups to infiltrate communities just as to, to threaten the lives of people and bring about social unrest. And the Gambia is not a country that, it is really strong to afford such conflicts being instigated in our society. And one thing about the Gambia is that we have porous borders and no capacity for long-term tracking. Therefore, citizenship must not become a backdoor into national vulnerability. And thereby, we should protect our citizenship. We should protect the meaning of what it means to be a Gambian citizen, rather than giving it open to anyone or just like that. Furthermore, we defended the idea that citizenship should mean belonging and not just birth. If someone is born here but grows up disconnected from our language, custom, or civic life, what does that how does that even represent citizenship? While the intent of the Prime Minister and the Deputy Prime Minister might be to promote unity, like they have mentioned, it could be instead lead to fragmentation if new citizens feel disconnected from the existing population. We are aware of the prevalence of minor groups of people in the Gambia who share similar cultures and or country of origin tend to segregate themselves into smaller communities and minor groups with the notion of ethical and cultural preservation of their various countries, some of which actually does not match with the moral standards and cultural standards of the Gambia as a nation, which sometimes lead to cultural contamination through influence, thus questioning the moral values of the Gambia by our neighbors and allies. Like the opposition leader mentioned, Offering automatic citizenship may increase cost of public services, thus making Gambians feel like second-class citizens, just as most of our youth are now feeling due to our poor immigration policies.
The time is up, please. I'm sorry that I was clapping for the end of the presentation before giving a summary or giving you 15 seconds to wrap up the debate, but it's like things are not going as planned.
Thank you very much.
And that ends your debate. And thank you so much for the presentation. Yeah, as mentioned, we are not going beyond the two teams. That is the opponent opposition and the opponent government. We had the prime minister who presented his case, and of course, we have seen that he has played a dual role. From the opponent opposition, also the deputy and the leader also have delivered their arguments. We as the judges, as mentioned earlier, that we are not here to depict or to say anything in relation to what exactly a debater should have done. We are not also debating in our capacity as debaters whatsoever. We are not here to point anything. What we are here to do now is to look at the arguments being presented, to evaluate using the S test, meaning we are going to look at satisfactoriness of the debate, of course, the sufficient and the support, whether these things are definitely respected or were definitely respected during the debate. Therefore, when we are ready, we would definitely try by all means to publish the results before daybreak. Yeah, away from that, I would hand the baton to our able MC. And thank you so much. Then I will get back to you once we evaluate the argument. Yes, I can hear you. Okay. Um, s- uh, Come again, please. Yeah. D- Honestly, honestly, yeah, I have no problem with that. Yeah, I have no problem with it. And in fact, that's the correct way of doing certain things. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay with me. Yeah, yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jallo, and thank you to all the participants. So I would like to call on Madam Aishatu Luganda, the SG of Koshua. Can you please give an overview of uh, the topic today? If you are with us, please. So before we open the floor to the general audience, we would like to have Madam Aishatu Luganda. Madam, are you with us?
Yes, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
I would like to thank each and everyone here on behalf of the Confederation of the Gambian Students Union Abroad, Oxford. With the topic today, it's indeed an insightful thought that's been shared amongst the debaters here present. It is indeed something that wants to be sharing our thoughts with. It's not about debating only, but it is also enlightening us with our country, how far we are going with, and then allowing others to be part of our country as a whole, to be accepting them fully, like to be citizens. On the topic itself, it's indeed something worth sharing with. Okay, on behalf of Oxford, I would like to send a warm greetings and a sincere appreciation for this remarkable initiative. And I extend a special commendation to the Association of Gambian Students in India for organizing the first Gam-Diaspora Debate Championship, a platform that not only celebrates intellectual excellence but also unites Gambians across borders. This championship is more than a debate. It is a symbol of our shared potential, our commitment to critical thinking, and our collective desire to shape a better future for the Gambia and for ourselves as well. As we engage in spirit discourse, let us remember that every argument we make, every idea we share, strengthens the bridge between us, wherever we may be in the world. Oxford is proud to stand in solidarity with this vision. So let this moment inspire us all to keep striving, to keep questioning, and also to speak with purpose. On that note, I wish all teams the best, and may this championship ignite a tradition of excellence that lives on for the generation. As the Secretary General of Oxford, I would like to say thank you all once again. Yes, over to you, Ma.
Thank you very much, Madam Aissatou. And now we'll open the floor to the general audience. If you have any contribution or anything that you want to share with us regarding today's topic, please, no personal attack. Let us be professional. Thank you. You may raise your hand if you want to say something. Wait now. Okay, you may come in. Mr. Ibrahim Mbo. Thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim Mbo. Gambian student in India, I guess it is Sajo A.K. Jaju. Sajo, you may please come in. And please let us try to summarize so we can have as much contributors as possible. Thank you.
May I please confirm if I'm audible? Was it very necessary to say to talk about the aspect of the
Because I
summit?
know the person that is about to talk. The mandinka said, "Nyolong kunda konto nyeninka tiye." So
Okay, no problem, no problem. Thank you very. Hey, please give chance to others. I'll come in later.
thank you very much. Can we please have Mr. Mamadou Diallo?
Yeah, assalamu alaikum to everyone. Yeah, as rightly introduced, my name is Mohamed Jallo, also a master student here in India. First of all, I have to thank the organizers for this wonderful initiative. It's always very important to build families, and this is one way of building families. That is like we are all Gambian and we are all abroad. It's important for us to dialogue. Through that, we can hear from each other and know what the other person has, and we can learn from each other. I also thank the participants for their brilliance and also for their willingness to participate. It's always important also to participate when you are called, especially that person from Cyprus. I think he's the only one. Thank you so much. And then coming back to the topic, the issue of citizenship, and should we grant everybody who is born in the Gambia automatic citizenship? I want to underline that word automatic. By emphasizing on that automatic, it means everybody or anyone who is born in the soil of the Gambia must be granted citizenship, either whether his parents are Gambians or not, whether one or both of them are Gambians or not. So this is where definitely it will bring a problem, because we have countries that does that, but let's see their natural resources, let's see their development. What level are they? And let's look at the Gambia. Let's see those. Let's try to compare the security in those countries. When we see America, you can have it there. Why not in the Gambia? Let's see how is it to go to America? Is it easy? And Gambia, we have all our borders are porous. Even the government cannot secure all the borders. Looking at the way we are bordered with Senegal, some villages, even their backyard, we can say their bathrooms are in the other part of the country. If you go to other sites. So having those problems, we cannot, and I disagree, having automatic citizenship of any individual born in the Gambia. My reasons, among my reasons, is like the security aspect. We cannot secure people entering the country, so some will illegally enter the country and yet deliver in the Gambia, and their kids will be automatic citizenship. So whatever happens, even if we take them back, those born children can come back to Gambia and claim anything that Gambians are claiming. The second thing is the economic reason. We look at Gambia, we cannot even create a depas bumot for us, the citizen. How can we overload or like allow everybody to come and just stay? How are we going to take care of them? It's like you having a compound with Benajabar, sa dépasse matut nga outi ñaari jabar yeneen taxi coono nga yoko rek. So that is actually what we are talking about here. We cannot allow any individual to just have automatic citizen in the Gambia when we cannot even take care of our own citizen. The other aspect is like it's also will how to call it will deal with our lack of natural resources and the like. But also something is very important here. We may emphasize that yes, Gambians will want to have how to call it citizenship outside, let's say America or Canada also. Now I will agree in one thing. Let's say conditional. If one of your parents is a Gambian, then you are automatically you can be granted citizenship. With that, I can agree. That will force people who may want Gambian citizenship to at least marry a Gambian. At least with that way, some of it also can bring economic benefits, transfer of capital and FDI and the like. So that those things can happen, because some people like outside investors or any other team businessmen well-to-do can do that by coming to the Gambia, marry a Gambian, have a kid in the Gambia, and that is possible, or something like that. But we cannot just allow everybody to just come and deliver a baby and move, and that baby in 20 years will come back and also contest for any other thing that we are also contesting in the Gambia. Sorry for taking long. Thank you so much. I don't want to go further. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mamadou Diallo. Now we may take Mohamed Drame. Mohamed, you may please come in.
Yeah, thank you so much, Miss Khadija too. Yeah, what I have to say, I mean, will be a little bit different from, I mean, what we are actually talking about, because I'm not actually delve in the topic, because I mean, as debaters, we have different ways of interpreting topics, and probably the way they might interpret the topic and the way we might do interpret the topic would be different. So that is why when you come to give our views, you would see the difference in what we say and in the difference in what they say as debaters. Because when the pressure actually hits you on, I mean, you might not even be on the right track as the adjudicators might want you to be. But anyways, for us as debaters, it is very, very important to actually know these key things. First, that is when you come to a prime minister, I mean, to make your debate a bit interesting, to actually bring in the fire in the house. I mean, the fire that everybody needs to actually make your opponents a bit scared is to come up with a very, very tangible perimeter. When you have to come up with, I mean, a perimeter, you would see the opposition leader would be like, okay, for me to be in this debate, I must have to come with my own perimeter. If not, I mean, there is no possibility, there is no chance for me to debate. This is something that actually is very, very important in a debate. And to me, I believe the prime minister actually, I mean, though he did his best, but I mean there was a bit loophole in that end. And when you come to look at the debate thoroughly, you would have to see that most of these debaters actually have a problem in summary. And you have to know this. That is, when you are debating, you have to be very mindful of your time, and you have to try your best to always manage your time to your level best. I mean, when you know that having 5 points and as well as you have to debunk, strengthen, and all those things would not actually fit in the 7 minutes, why not you cut your 5 points actually two or 3 points? Then maybe you can actually have your strengthen and rebuttals to the adjudicators' expectations. I mean, it's not always like I have to bring more points to convince this adjudicator. I mean, there is an adjudication criteria, and judges actually judge debaters based on these things. So you have to, I mean, actually try your best in actually summarizing, and as well as making sure you debate within the stipulated time. Just like my boss said in the beginning, that is Basiru. When we are debating, these are the three key things that you have to note. Tell the judges what you are coming to do it, and as well as remind them of what you have done. These are very, very important things. First, telling the judges what to do means reading out your structure. Honorable Speaker of the House, this is the structure of my debate. Give them the structure of your debate. I'll first, I mean, define the key terms, debunk, just like that, then go on and have your debate the way you, I mean, arrange it in your structure. Then come back to remind the judges on what you have debated on, so that if they miss any points, they might actually get it back. I mean, this actually helps debaters a whole lot in making sure that you actually get the points that you might need, I mean, to actually win a debate. So, I mean, these are some of the things that we need to note as debaters. And if you could remember, I mean, the prime minister actually somehow forgot to actually give us a definition. That is the definition of the key terms. Well, I really had the opposition leader trying to define the key terms, but I was not sure if she actually gave a source, which was very, very important as to our definition. So these are some of the things that we need to note as debaters. And, I'm Mohamed Rami, and the Associate Secretary of Young Champion Debaters Association. So this is the little thing I have to say. And, I mean, I have to cut it short to actually give others the chance to speak. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Drame, for those reminders. I hope the participants will take note of that. Thank you. So now I would like to call on Mr. Abdullah Njai.
Sorry, Dija, can I say something before you proceed, please?
Okay.
Just it's very brief. Please, the people making comments, please, if you are making comments, please just stick to the topic, because remember, the debate is still going on and the analysis are meant for the judges. So if you have any analysis or advice you want to give the participants, please do text them in private and give it to them, because the debate is still going on. You understand? If you analyze their debate already and the judges are already judging, I don't think it will be very fair, and we don't do it that way. We just analyze the topic generally, but not the individual participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Luis. That is right. Like, we can just generalize without identifying the person. Mr. Abdullah Njai, you may please come in.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Madam Khadija, our able academic secretary. Greetings to everyone here, from Mr. President to the entire diaspora family. Once again, first of all, I would just want to urge the Kaksua team that is here to make sure that this continues. Even if GAM-IN is not doing it the following year, Kaksua should make sure this continues, because GAM-IN has learned a lot from having a debate, online debate, kind of. It's really interesting, and it brings people very close. So please, that's my first thing to say. Now, coming on to the issue, we are not debaters, actually. We will be definitely dealing with the content here, like my landed friend Jallo just said. But here I would disagree with Mr. Jallo very well. Jallo, to be honest, this bordering and this trying to filter people, I think we could go beyond that to develop ourselves. For example, when someone needs blood, you dare not ask where you're from or where you country or whatever. You don't. All you need to do is get the blood sample, the blood group, and then just donate the person. So why borders? Why this issue of not only borders but trying to segregate people, especially bad? I mean, if someone is not been giving citizenship by birth, what else would you give the person? What else, which is more authentic? You know, the issue of birth is key and the primary key. The one of the debaters said, stateless. No one wants to be stateless. And if I am by birth from one country and I wasn't given a citizenship, where do I go? Where do I belong to? Because if I go back to the other country, my parents, so that's my parents' country, not me. So many countries like the US, Canada, many countries, even Pakistan, and many are doing the same. Also, yes, I would agree with you some conditions, to at least to check and filter, which is very good for security reasons. Yes, I would definitely agree with that too. That is, if possible. But exactly to say no to it, I don't think it's the best thing. Yeah, it's our problem as a country not to be able to fix our country or secure things, but that should not stop us from allowing people. If our people, our citizens are having kids from other countries and they're allowed or they're giving citizenship, why can't we adopt the same thing? The issue of protecting the sovereignty, that is a must. We don't have to wait for giving people citizenship or not to do it. It's a must. It has to be whether today or tomorrow. There should be mechanisms to make sure that it is controlled. Even the porous borders and the like, that's not a receipt. So for me, we definitely need to go away with this bordering issue and just come as one. This world is one people, especially in Africa. If things are not just built on who we are and start making borders, colors, and people, we will be separated forever, and then we will never be together, and then we'll be divided. Like the British and the Americans would be happy for us to be divided, and they will therefore take us over. So, and one good example I would remind Ujalo is some of our smart kids that are definitely in the US, they keep them. They keep them, and then they make sure that they give them scholarship and the likes, and they're doing well in the US. Most of the West countries, if you go and find some of the biggest hospitals, the biggest soldiers, the soldiers front line and all that, you will find many blacks, like the debater said, in France. They are doing well. So we here filtering out people, sending them away. I don't think it's the best option, my brother. So I definitely support the idea of, this issue. And then thank you guys for that. Over to you, Khadija. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Njai. I think we'll bring back this topic in our Gamin Bataba so you can face Mr. Jallo. Thank you very much. Now I may call on Ms. Fatmata Fati.
Assalamu alaikum. I hope I'm audible enough. Okay. I think this is a very important topic, and I would say concerning or regarding about the topic, it is disheartening to hear leaders of tomorrow saying Gambian or people born in the Gambia should not be given automatic birthright. We should consider something. Every right goes with a corresponding responsibility. In international law, whether I am a Gambian or not. But if I should commit a crime in the Gambia, I will not be charged according to the laws of wherever my parents are from, but according to the laws of the Gambia. So are you not being unfair to me, being born in the Gambia, raised in the Gambia, with other Gambians, and then you are here telling me if I commit a crime, I will be charged according to the laws of the Gambia? What happened to my country? What are you taking me for in your country? Whether you are a Gambian or not, once you reach at that age where you know what is right and wrong, once you commit a crime, you will be charged according to the laws of that country. So it will be so unfair to charge somebody whom you claim not to be a citizen of your country on the laws of your land while you claim that the person is a foreigner. It doesn't make any sense. And we're talking about America being a developed country or whatever the world sees America to be. It will be very unfair to say Gambia we cannot even provide for our people, our security and whatnot. This is the Gambia. We want a better future for us. We see something in America that we want to go there, so we feel like we are better. We're working towards bettering our own nation. So if we're telling people don't come there, or we're telling people we cannot give them because we cannot afford for our own people, what are we thinking as leaders of tomorrow of that country? So I think about this whole topic. People born in the Gambia, whether it's one of your parents from the Gambia or not, you have the right to be a Gambian. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Fatmata Fati. Now I will call on Abubakar Bar. Abubakar, you may come in.
Okay, thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay, thank you so much. This is the important of this question. I just Mohamed Rame say that people might interpret things differently. So that's why dialogue or discussing together is very important. You might think you have a very good, strong point, while when you listen to someone else, you say, ah, okay, this guy have a stronger point than I. So I will just reference everyone to history of the Gambia. We all learn SES in junior school or in primary school, uh, even history in high school. That looking at the Gambia itself is a country of different people from different areas. It's just the law come and before the law or before our constitution, so people are living together. Sometimes there are many places in the Gambia where we have some places, even some of our great grandparents, they will tell us, when I came to the Gambia, I did not even buy land. The Algalo just tell me, just go and go and bring cola nut. I will just take this and take this piece of land. So this is how Gambia developed until now. Many of our parents were there. Some migrate came, some came, did not return and get the opportunity to start their own business. Or so if those children are born there, those they are contributing to the economy of the nation. To deny those people citizenship is going to be it's going to be hard on them, because some people, maybe their parents might not be from the Gambia, but for them, since their parents are born, they have never left the Gambia. They start school from there to grade 12 university. They have even never visited their parents' country. And you want to say that, okay, you have to go back to that your parent country to get a citizenship. If you go there, you don't know any history of that country. The only history you know is history of the Gambia. So it's going to be very difficult for you to get a citizenship. Or what about the law in the Gambia and the law in the your parents' country is different. So I believe we have to look into this. And also, Mr. Bly also said, but we need to filter it. It's very important. Not everyone, but at least when you see someone who is an educated person, he's contributed to the economy of the country. If he needs it and he was born in the Gambia, I don't think there is any reason of denying that person citizenship. And also Africa in general. To me, I don't even think Africa itself should develop, should have a document that person, anywhere you born within the African nation, you can have a document that can just look at Europe. Europe have a passport where you can travel in any country of the Europe. Why can't Africa? Why can't we also do that? And to be honest, these border things between these places is taking Africa nowhere. We have to come together and develop as Africa. Let's have a one document for all Africa and work together. Let's move. But our politicians are just something else. Let's. It's to be honest, I don't know, but maybe it will change in the future. But Africa need to develop itself. ECOWAS, we call it ECOWAS. But sometimes I will give this example. When I was going to Dakar, I think in 20, was it 21? I just can't remember. Just crossing from Bara to, sorry, I'm the line to Kara. They were asking me, you have to pay this. I was having my Gambian passport. I was like, what? But sometimes they try to fool you. So if you don't argue, they will scam you. You are scamming your own African product. Let's wake up, Africa. Thank you.
Let's wake up, Africa. Thank you very much, Mr. Abakarba. And now we may please have Mamadou Louis. But Mamadou Louis, before you come in, I would just like to remind Mr. Jallo that when you people are done with your analysis, you may please let us know so that we can.
Okay. Just a minute. Yeah, please.
You can just take your time. I'm just telling you so that you will not be waiting for me.
Yeah.
All right, Louis, you may please come in.
Okay. Thank you very much, Khadija. Okay, thank you very much. About this topic, I understand it. I will beg to differ a little bit from Fatoumata and Mr. Abdullahi. Because if I understand the topic well, it says that automatic citizenship, meaning, let's say, for example, the day you are born or the week you are going to be granted citizenship. But anyway, like Momodu said earlier, they have their children and add citizenship. They will go back to their country.
Sorry, you are not audible.
Oh, I'm not audible.
I can hear some background noise from there.
How about now?
Okay, you may proceed. Let me see.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Or should I move to a more comfortable? Okay, that's fine.
I think you
Okay,
are
as I was
using
saying,
still breaking. Sorry.
let me move.
You may please fix that. We will have Sajo Eke Jaju and then you may come in.
Okay, no.
Sajo.
Okay, thank you very much, Mommy. May I please confirm if I'm audible?
Yes.
Okay, initially I came and when I wanted to say, when you cut me off guard, I literally had forgotten everything I had to say. However, like the motion that is being debated here reads, this House would grant automatic citizenship to all individuals born in the Gambia. And I think it's a topic that is quite concerning and of course alarming as far as the Gambia is concerned. I would kind of dissect it in this way. As a matter of fact, I had expected most of the debaters to cite our constitution with regards to citizenship as far as the Gambian citizenship stuff is concerned. I am not a law student, neither am I a social science student, but to my understanding, I believe chapter 3 of the Gambian constitution like highlights the aspect of citizenship. Lawyers in our midst also, and you may please confirm that. And so as it stands, I expect both sides of the equilibrium to basically talk on those areas. For instance, how one acquires citizenship as far as the Gambia is concerned, like citizenship by is it by birth, is it by naturalization, is it by marriage, and things like that. So, as a matter of fact, I suppose the government bench, if I were to debate as a prime minister or as the government bench, I would have set my perimeter in such a way that it's going to favor me. And I believe the opposition at some point come and did that. But like what I would have expected is if I were the prime minister, I'd have said, let's say, okay, this is the motion. It is saying automatic citizenship to all individuals born in the Gambia. But then again, all individuals born in the Gambia might not actually be Gambians. In a sense, like, you have some people that come for tourism and things like that. So as it stands, I would have expected to set my perimeter around if one of the parents are Gambians or things like that. And I'll give a kind of a reference, and that is like we have some students that were studying in India here, and this was reported by India's news, if I could remember, around March 2025. There were two couples that were studying in India. They were actually PhD scholars. But as a matter of fact, these guys had a child here. They were PhD scholars, but they were here from their bachelor's down to their PhD. But when they had this child, it was like they had wanted to have some documentation for the child, but it was impossible for them to have that citizenship for the child. So if they like going back to Mali also for them to get the citizenship for the child becomes a problem because the child was not born there, even though it's like both parents are from there. But essentially, many would tell you when you come to the Indian settings, like no one possesses a dual citizenship, even those that have one of their parentage in India and things like that becomes a problem. So I believe both debaters could have actually researched as far as the motion is concerned by giving us some, substantiated structures that was going to guide the entire house. But all in all, I'd say it was a great debate, and kudos to Cyprus and Morocco for delivering to expectations. I believe this topic is way beyond debate. We could have it at national discourse, at the National Assembly, at a lot of places that entails Gambians. And you were saying that we would have it in the in Bantama, and inshallah, I believe we're going to do that. For that, let me just stop here because people are saying I cannot summarize. So I'll try. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sadio A.K. Jaju, the Secretary General of GAMIN. Okay, Louis, you may come in, please.
Oh,
Let us see this time.
okay, thank you very much, Khadija. Am I audible now?
Yes, for now you are audible.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, what I was saying is, I will just beg to differ from what Miss Famada said and Mr. Abdullah, because I will have to agree with Momodo and Sajo. Because in a case where a child was born in the Gambia and the parents are not Gambians, what if the child was born in the Gambia and immediately he was, because the topic says that automatic citizenship, granting automatic citizenship. That child was immediately granted citizenship and that child supposed to leave the country. Let's say from childhood to adulthood, he has not been in the country. If a crime is committed by that person outside the jurisdiction of the Gambia, it might lead to international conflicts too. Because they will say that a Gambian has did this or that in another country. So being born in the Gambia doesn't necessarily mean you should have the citizenship immediately. You can have it maybe over a period of time, like the way the United Kingdom are doing, and and other countries too, but not immediately. Because if you see just recently what is happening when Donald Trump deported some people back to South Sudan did not agree those people to come into their country because they were claiming that those people are not from their country. Because all the time those people spend outside, they did not spend it in their country. Even though maybe they might be born inside that country, but like anyway, that's I will just stop it there. I would like to differ from what Mrs. Farmer said. I know she's coming back, but anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Modulis. Falmata, your hand is still up. Madam Falmata Fati, is it your previous?
Okay. Yes. Hello.
Okay, you may
With
please
what
go
Mr.
ahead.
Momodu is saying, I think he doesn't understand the topic from the way I perceive it. Automatic citizenship here would have found out that we have put structures, we have put measures about how we're going to go about it. You understand? So once you come to the country, or once your parents are in the Gambia for years, they've settled in the Gambia, you were born in the Gambia, and you are denied of that right simply because one of your parents is not Gambian or both of your parents are not Gambian, or you expect when we travel to other countries we are granted. No, that's so unfair. Automatic citizenship here, we're not just going to get up and say so and so has been born in the Gambia and they are going to be given. I know you're saying that because of the word automatic, but that would have found out already that we have put structures, we have put in measures. Every single right goes with a corresponding responsibility. Whether you are a Gambian, you are a non-Gambian, once you commit a crime, I said this earlier and I'm going to say it again. You are going to be charged according to the laws of the Gambia. So what difference does it make when you are charging me with the laws of the Gambia and you claim that I cannot have citizenship? Yeah, you mentioned of okay, it can be over a period of time, which is why I said there would be measures put in place. So once a child is born, it doesn't have to be, you have to sit for another year, so you have to be with them. Come on now, it's just that simple. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Jalo, you want to come again? Mamadou Jalo.
Yeah, I think the topic is very interesting, and
One minute.
I'm seeing divergent view on this. When we look at the topic, it's not actually, it's very important for us to put the economic perspective here. There is nothing like fair in the world. If the word fair was fair, then F would not have come before A. Actually, every country look at the interest of your own country. You look at what favors your own people. And this is very important. The Gambia, with land dimension of 11,000 square kilometers, we don't have the resources to accommodate everybody. So there must be some some rules in place. Now, these conditions will now remove it from automatic. I know where Lady Fatimata is talking about. Yeah, you may define it that way, but I'm also stressing on automatic here. If we say, okay, one of the parents will live in the Gambia for 5 years, that is okay. One of the parents would have been working in the country, let's say with how to call it, financial status also mentioned. If those things are in place, I have no problem with that. But we cannot take people as liability in the country when we have our people begging in the street every day. So what are we telling to the world? We are adding more salt to the wound. We are not solving the problem. This is my point here. And the other thing here is like looking at the people that are coming in the country. Like the contract we are saying, let's say Canada, America, where it is available. Those people don't just enter those countries. You have to show some financial status, so your bank statement, etc. They must know that you can take care of yourself. Even if you have less admission going to America, what the first thing that they do is to check whether you are not going to be a liability. If they detect you are going to be a liability, they will not take you. So it's like they are not even giving the first chance for you to be there until you have a baby, because they will deny you visa automatically. Even with scholarship, if you cannot show your financial status, they will not give you visa. And without visa, you cannot go to America. And if you are not America, you cannot have to be a child in America. So automatically they create system that will filter it at the initial level. How can Gambia do that? When we are circulated by, we are surrounded by Senegal, our borders are all porous. People can enter Gambia, take their breakfast there, and go back to Senegal and have their lunch. You may not understand. If you are not in the villages, you may not understand how porous these borders are. You know, it's not easy, but then it's, and also the geographical location of the Gambia. Where are we? We are surrounded by all poor countries, and they are not helping. What they will do, these Senegalese will all come to the Gambia, register, and then establish businesses in the name of their because they have the documents, and then all capital flow will be flowing back to Gambia, to Senegal, just like what is happening now. So there should be things in place. Economics is very jealous when it comes to this area, and I think it's important we underline those things. If not, we are going to continue having problems as a country. Sorry for taking so long. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Maudo. Mr. Mbo, you may please come in. We get it. I will organize debate between you and Mauro, you, Ablaye and Tajo and everyone. What is that? And then now we have Mohamed Tarawale. You may please come in.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Hope you are all doing great. I've listened to so many of your uh, talks here, and I realized that many of us are deviating away from the initial point, that is automatic citizenship to any foreigner that's born in the Gambia. So we have to stick to this point. I think the word automatic citizenship is so general that it includes everything, it includes the how do I call it? Anyone who sees himself in the Gambia and wants their own, it includes all those ones. So for somebody to come and try to put restrictions on those stuff, I think it deviates us from our original point. That is what I want to make clear. I've seen so many people trying to put some restrictions to it, and then when we started doing that, it is no more called automatic citizenship. We can call it whatever we want. Yeah, that is something I want to remind everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Tarawale. On that note, I would just like to remind you about the motion tonight. It says that this House will give automatic citizenship to individuals who are born in the Gambia. So I think that is clear.
Yeah, good. That is what I'm saying. Anybody who is born in Gambia, given.
Sir, you are not audible.
Citizenship automatically. So this,
Sir,
yeah.
Mr. Mohammed, you are not audible, please.
What did you just say?
We could not hear you properly.
What about now?
Yes, now you are.
I believe what I have said, you guys have heard it before.
You may please repeat your first point.
I mean, I have seen so many people talking about the point of the debate, that is automatic citizenship should be given to anybody who either who is born in the Gambia. And I say this is so general, the word so general in and of itself. So it includes anybody who sees himself in the Gambia, either by tourism or whatsoever. So after the debate, and I have seen so many people trying to put restrictions to it. So I am trying to remind them that putting restriction to it would totally debunk. Putting restrictions to it will go against the original point, because the original point is general. Trying to put restrictions to it, I think we will see in ourselves in something something very different from automatic citizenship. So that's what I want to make.
Thank.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay. I think, Mr. Jala, you want to come again? Your hand is still up.
This is a different message.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohamed Jallo and I'm
Oh,
studying.
sorry. I got
Yeah,
confused. I'm so sorry.
sure. Thank you very much for organizing the program. My short contribution will be that while the international laws they can provide frameworks for cooperation between countries and among countries, I don't think we can use that to override our national integrity. Like we can have our international cooperation with countries, be part of organizations and stuff like that. But when it comes to our own nationality, I think we have to look at Gambia first in that sense. We cannot just grant citizenship to anyone who is just born in the Gambia. And yes, as that man has mentioned, I think it's Mr. Trawale, where some people are diverting from the topic. I don't think we have the right to just assume that there will be laws without mentioning those laws or being those rules that are there already. Like we cannot just say, okay, there will be laws. We are assuming that there will be laws. Someone will say you will stay 5 years. Someone will say you will stay 10 years. No, that is not the topic. The topic is already given us grant automatic citizenship to all individuals. So if you give me this topic, I cannot come up, for example, to debate on the topic, and then you tell me I have to assume, or even someone else tell me I have to assume that there will be certain rules, while those certain rules were not mentioned from the beginning. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Um, Mr. Basiru Jallo, how far with your team? Mr. Basiru Jallo. I think they are not available. Mr. Luis, you may please come in.
Okay, thank you very much, Gideon, once again. Okay, I just want to add on what Mr. Mbo was saying, to Mr. Momodu. Like this topic, like it's a very broad topic. You understand? Madam Farumara came and tried to narrow it down in a way that, like, she changed it a little bit, which was expected by the debaters. That is what they should have done. They should make sure that the topic, they put it in a way that it favors them. You know, he brought some initiatives that, yeah, we should there should be some rules, that all of that. But anyway, I also mentioned that automatic means, like, if you are born today, they give you the citizenship today. That's what I was saying. But Miss Madam Farmara came rather and changed the whole thing. So that is the beauty of the debate. Like, people see the topic in different views. It doesn't necessarily mean that our opinions are facts. We are just giving our opinions in the way we think about it, or in the way it favors us. You understand? Maybe it might favor the opposition or it might favor the government bench, but yet still you have to quote the topic in a way that it will favor you. I guess, yeah, that's all I have to say. Mr. Moore, I guess you are coming again.
Thank you very much. Maudo, before you come in, we would like to check on our judges to see how far. Because it is taking a little time. Madam Aisatu, are you with us? Madam Aisatu sir.
Where is the madam coming from, Kajar?
Madam Aisatu sir. It's coming
Somebody,
from.
someone, Madam Waya. You better say Miss say Madam. Where is the madam coming from?
What is your problem, man? Who allowed you to talk here? Okay, so we may proceed. Maudo, you may please come in.
No, I think it was the previous hand.
Okay, you may please lower it. So just give me a minute. I will try to call these people directly. While we wait for them, if you have any other contribution or anything that you want to add onto what the previous speaker said, you may please come in.
Yes, Mr. President. Anything for anything for me? Yeah.
Yes, he is back.
Hello, good afternoon or good evening.
Good evening.
Can you hear me? Okay, good. All right. The debate focused on whether granting automatic citizenship at birth promotes inclusiveness and right, or whether it poses risks to national identity and resources or resource allocation. Both teams engaged well with the topic and offered relevant arguments. I just want to note something very important here. Like this debate, no matter how eloquent you are, no matter how familiar you are in the debating arena or of debating tactics at some point, but whenever you are engulfed by the British parliamentary debate style, if you miss some technicalities, you are bound to at least face some challenges, or you can struggle in securing points. I think that's where the problem is, which I would outline to each of the teams. That would be like private feedback with the teams involved in this class. We are judges and we are liable to fallibility. We make some errors, some mistakes in either ways or in one way or the other, and do not take us as perfect people. After listening to different points, premises being at least adduced from both sides, we have realized that there are some technical problems on how to at least project this topic or to come with these premises to support conclusions or to support the conclusion of this motion. Therefore, after identifying all these problems, we realized that anyway, one side overweight the other, and that would be the opposing side. That would be the opponent opposition. That is Team Morocco. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
All right. Okay. Team Morocco came with 70 points. Why? I think we would leave that for the private feedback. Hence, this is a round that needs at least some clarifications so that the other teams or the people involved here would at least try by all means to identify their problems and weaknesses at some point, we may call them, but also to know their strength in order to secure victory for their countries. The arguments were clear, logical, and well developed. The team also maintained a very strong clash with the OG, that is the opponent government, successfully undermined the proposition's practical and principled claims. Why we have awarded the opponent government second place in this edition is because of, at some point, we understand that some techniques are supposed to be employed, but at some point you forget to employ them. When that happens, you have some problem with your argument. I think it's just a technical problem or a technical error which we have recognized. Therefore, we we awarded them at least second position with 50 points. The opponent government presented an important principle. There would be a principal argument around human rights at some point, trying to cite at some point the statelessness being at least offered under the UN United Nations Declaration of Fundamental Human Rights, which the Gambia ratified. In order to avoid people being stateless, at some point we need to grant them citizenship at some level. But each and every country has its own rule and rule of procedure in granting citizenship to any person born in the Gambia or born within its territory, to be specific at some point. However, they have some issues, or the prime minister and the deputy had some issues which focus more on lack of sufficient development on real world implications or implementations, and did not fully engage with potential unintended consequences raised by the opposing side. This is why we gave them 50. This is just, the beginning of the championship. We have so many recommendations. We have identified a lot of weaknesses from both teams, and we would talk to them in private to ensure that in the upcoming rounds, we give the audience what they need the most. That would be intellectual battle from all sides. However, the debate was just good. Overall, we are not going to judge you based on what we know as judges, how strong our claims would have been. No. What we judged was what was presented before us. Overall, it was, as mentioned, it was well-argued debate, and we thank both teams for their effort. Congratulations to the opposition. That would be like, anytime you are to present any motion, please try by all means to make the best use of A-R-E. You have to give your assertion first, give your reasoning, then establish your evidence, at least, and avoid how would I call it, mentioning 5 points, 6 points. You don't have time to substantiate all these points. What you need to do is to establish 3 solid reasons with their evidence. For instance, this house supports the death penalty. Now your assertion would be, my first argument is that the death penalty is very effective of controlling or in controlling crime. Now, what would be your reasoning? Would be like, carrying out the death penalty will deter criminals from following, maybe would discourage people from doing or committing the same crime. What would be your evidence? According to a study maybe conducted by Aisha or conducted by Khadija, the crime rate of country X was high, but when the death penalty was introduced, the crime rate reduced from 3% maybe to 2% between 2023 and 2024. This should be a very clear structure that you should always use in order to guide the judges and of course the audience, so that they would know exactly what your case is. If you also want to speak against a particular motion, please state your assertion, direct, and give your reasoning. From there, use evidence to back your points, each and every point. You understand? So it was a very good and interesting debate. Therefore, I have to at least acknowledge that, and thank you so much. I have learned a lot from it, and that would be very interesting. Tomorrow would be a very interesting debate. I think a lot of people would learn from what had occurred a few minutes ago, and would go by all means to give a very strong case in supporting any proposition being brought in by the judges. On that note, I thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jallo. Thank you to all of you participants, audience. Thank you for your time. You really made this debate interesting. Like, we had the debate, and then later on we have another another interesting debate. So that can clearly tell us that we have a great minds in the Gambia, great thinkers. So join us tomorrow for another debate, and we encourage all of you to join, please, so that we can discuss about issues that really matters or the current affairs of the Gambia. On that note, if you don't have any other thing to say, Mr. Mbow, I would like to declare this meeting closed. Thank you very much.